Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today we are not in Green Pastures Farm. We're actually in Ireland, and we had the benefit of stopping here at this beautiful old Viking town,
What town are we in?
We're in Carlingford, County Loud.
Carlingford, and we met Jerry. And Jerry, what's your last name?
My name is Hoey, H-O-E-Y.
H-O-E-Y.
H-O-E-Y, it's a common enough name in this part of the world.
Well, Jerry was gracious enough to spend some time with us and talk about the area, and actually send us to our next stop, this castle, and it's called Dunleavy.
It's called Dunleavy Castle.
Dunleavy Castle. Tell the history about how the Vikings came in here and went inland from here.
Yes, very important. This part of the world was invaded by the Vikings way back in the year 800, because in Ireland at that particular time, a lot of the riches in this country, and practically all the riches, was actually in possession of the church. And Dunleavy Castle up here in the north, or Dunleavy Church, old church, in just north of here, was one of those buildings. And the Vikings would have come into Carlingford Lough, which is a sea inlet here beside us. They would use that to go inland as far as they could, and then they would obviously go on foot. And places like Dunleavy Old Church would have been raided. And that was what they did in the year 800, 850, around about that time.
And you were saying the first church in this area, it was built in the year 400?
This particular church, Dunleavy Old Church, was built in 473, around about that time. One of the earliest churches, and it still exists. Quite a beautiful place to visit.
And it was before St. Pat?
No, St. Patrick was here 432, which was 40 years earlier. So Dunleavy Old Church is one of the very first churches that was built here.
Well, this castle you're talking about, we're going to go look at it. This Dunleavy, this was left in ruins by somebody that owned it for many years, but now this Irish guy came in and bought it and he's refurbished
Australian.
Yeah, this actual castle we're talking about is beside Dunleavy Old Church, on the slope of the slopes of Slieve Gullion, which is one of our famous mountains here, the Ring of Gullion. Now, this particular building was built a couple of hundred years ago by the English landlord that owned the area here. They owned the land here, and over generations it fell into disrepair. It became derelict, and a local man called Michael Boyle, who had emigrated to Australia many years before, built up a large business in Australia, came back home here and bought it, and I'd say he restored it to absolutely pristine condition, built a hotel attached to it or very close to it, and it's a beautiful location. There's a couple of 100 acres of land on those slopes of Slieve Gullion, and it's actually been put back into production for organic foods and so on. And the gardens are all organic, where they use the produce of the gardens in the restaurant. And they have a beautiful herd of cattle, which I don't know the name of, but
you said they were red.
Pardon?
A red
They're
cattle.
a red type of cattle, yeah. And Greg here is the expert, so
Well, we'll be finding out.
And John, so
I'm thinking the red Devon maybe. We'll find out.
As soon as you see them, and
I'll email you.
and you email me and tell me what they are.
Yeah.
I'd love to know.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about the...
Yeah, and so we were looking at this board here behind him. We were here earlier, and I'm like, that's quite an assortment of tools.
Yeah.
You don't see those tools today.
You won't see those tools today because they were used by the carpenters who built this building here. And actually they were found when the building we're in here today is actually an old railway station built between 1870 and 1876, and facilitated a railway line from Winore to, which is on the coast, to Newry.
Would that be it there?
It would be, yeah. And basically those tools were abandoned at some stage, during the 100 years or so. And when this building was being renovated and put back into use, as it is today, those were found up in the attic. Yeah. And we put them with this board here just to show, the incredible.
It's amazing the work they did with such coarse tools.
With coarse tools, yeah. All this woodwork, all those doors, are all original. All the
I love the window closing,
the building,
the windows here.
Yes, the building. windows have these shutters. They would all be manufactured at that particular time by people like this here.
Yeah.
You know, basically.
Little tiny drill bits. I mean,
Yeah, that's
all
actually
turned by
that's
hand.
called an auger. It's actually you just wind it through.
Yeah.
So we painstaking job. We didn't have your cordless, no walking drills or anything like that.
And the little fireplace back here.
That was the fireplace. This was the ticket office. So the ticket person who was putting out the tickets would have a fire here, and all the rooms in this was actually there was fireplaces in them. Some of them were blocked up because the station master actually lived here
Ah,
Okay.
as well. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jerry, thank you so much for a history, and he took time to explain well, we told him what we were about, and so he automatically told us about this Dunleavy Castle place, and we're excited to go check that out. And
Well, I'm delighted this came because I'm very interested in your projects, what you do, keeping the environment organic as much as possible, and you're doing a great thing, and keep up the good work.
Well,
Thank you for coming.
thank you so much, Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Folks, y'all, we'll see you next time, and hit that subscribe button on the way out. We appreciate it. Until next time, take care.